Welcome to the Murrieta Report, where we explore the stories and strategies of individuals who have achieved success in their fields. Each week, we bring you inspiring and actionable insights from experts and leaders who have overcome obstacles and made a meaningful impact. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or professional, this is the podcast for anyone looking to achieve their goals and make a difference in the world. So join us as we discover the secrets to success and motivation with the most motivated and successful people in the industry. Welcome to the Murrieta Report.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Major Williams here with the Murrieta Report. We're here live. This is my first live interview with a good friend of mine, Jon Levell, here at CrossFit, Overload CrossFit Fitness. He is the owner and founder with his wife, Kira. And they develop amazing human beings. They put me and my wife through the rigors as well. And there are a variety of reasons why I wanted to speak with him today, but specifically about the success of maintaining the business, sustaining the business, and some of the things that he can share that can hopefully be insightful for you as a business owner or an aspiring entrepreneur as well too. So Jon, thank you so much for coming on to the show, man.
My pleasure, thank you.
So listen, I have a few itemized questions that I want to ask you, but the first question would be like, how's it going being a business owner coming after a 2-year lockdown? Because we all just experienced this whole pandemic thing right now. So how has that experience been? And do you have any advice for anyone that's kind of still shaking off the cobweb, so to speak?
I'll speak selfishly. It's been okay for us. In fact, almost good, because CrossFit's a little different than a traditional, business. It's more of it like a family or a church where people, through the pandemic were not only attentive, so they stayed supportive, they stay engaged, and we're always checking with me and Kira, and we being a gym, we felt it was important to kind of be there during what was kind of a health epidemic, so we wanted to stay as open and user friendly as possible, whether that be doing private classes or lending out equipment to people to go home with, whatever we could do to stay open at that time. We really didn't experience any attrition during that time because, again, our people here are more like family.
So in starting a business like this, the initial ambition came from what? What was the thing that said, this is the industry that I want to get into? This is what was the thing behind, do I want to change lives? Do I want to do it for myself? Or what was the initial ambition?
So the gym opening was done by a friend of ours. So we actually acquired the business, and when he left out of state, Jordan Gravatt. Okay. He started CrossFit Overload in 2008. I had been coaching with Jordan since 2010. Wow. So when Jordan had found me, just being part of the community from 10 to 2016, I got to experience a lot of ups and downs, and the community being consistent. When the opportunity came to, buy the business from him, I obviously was all in, because this was my home, my family, and other owners were involved at the time too. But it was just a good fit, and it was because I wanted to be more involved, more engaged, and more, frontward facing for how I wanted to bring CrossFit forward, especially in this area.
Right. And so, are there any particular stories that you can share, if there's been one individual, whether male or female, that actually came to you in a certain condition, and then you kind of seen them over time morph into something that they were actually aspiring to? And how did that make you feel when that happened?
Oh man, not a single story, I would say. No, but every single day you hear about people, where they came from, why they found or looked for, fitness or CrossFit or health, and what they used to be, whether they be, recovering from drinking alcohol or being really overweight, to what they have found being more vital through CrossFit and through eating correctly, going to sleep early, not drinking every day. You'd be amazed at those little simple things that sound simple, but they're incredibly hard to do unless you kind of get it or you wake up a little bit. That's what I love most about this, is when people go or they search for CrossFit, they've woken up. They've said, what do I have to do to be better?
And that goes to my next question. Can you explain to people what is CrossFit? Like, because oftentimes when people go to the gym, you know, they do what they do, but sometimes even, I was telling people, me and my wife were coming to getting into CrossFit. And I was surprised on how many people, even before me, that didn't know what actually was CrossFit.
I mean, the textbook answer is constantly varied functional movement performed at high intensity. So what that means is essentially we do everything that's worth doing, whether that be, you know, mobility, strength building, endurance, obviously. The CrossFit methodology, just to make it really simple, tries to wrap its arms around everything that can be beneficial for a human to be better, faster, healthier, stronger. Like it across the board. And the greatest thing, what I like the most about CrossFit is it finds weaknesses. It finds holes in your game. So if you think you're strong, let's find out. If you think you're fast, let's find out. And the good news is it's not about ego. Right. It's just going to make you better. If you can remove the ego hat, being faster, stronger, and healthier, at the end of the day, it's going to make you a better father, business owner, husband, friend, and a dog owner, whatever you want. It's going to make you better at that thing.
I agree. So in being a business owner, being in the fitness industry, what are some of the challenges that you have faced, not just in the past, but now when it comes to marketing and getting new customers? Is it word of mouth because you created a community, or is that like a thing still, or do people just naturally come because of your efforts?
This question is kind of, again, it's kind of unique to CrossFit. We don't really market. We don't really have sales or advertisements because, again, when someone's ready for CrossFit, they search for us. And so it is more of a kind of a tight-knit community where we kind of, I don't want to say lazily sit back, but we sit back, and the people will come when they're ready to have that type of help in their life.
So would you consider like a specific niche in regards to where people kind of get to, like, you know, I need to try something else to push myself?
Yes.
Okay.
So the niche used to be, back in the old days of CrossFit, you know, special forces, police, military, fire, whatever, you know, and then, you know, your soccer moms really who had time to do it during the day. That, what I see happening in CrossFit, the company now, is they're actually being more active and more intentional with reaching the general population, saying, hey, let us help you. It's not just for elite athletes or or Navy SEALs or you know, people who have time. It's for everyone. Like anyone that wants to be better or healthier should do this.
I love it.
Anyone.
And that's great, because I think a lot of people need to hear this message as well. But since I do have Jon here, and as I said, Jon is a good friend of mine, he actually comes to this gym as well. But I want to give Jon his roses as well. Jon just ran for city council member here in Murrieta and just won as well, so congratulations.
Thank you.
That. And I believe that, can you just kind of share the foundation of why you initially ran? My point of view is that even just from knowing you, the time that I've known you, you've always been a very passionate person. You are a person of service, you're a person of faith, you're about family as well. Why was it important for you to run, and how excited are you that you actually accomplished something you set out to do?
The most important reason I wanted to run was because of how much I love this city of Murrieta. I came from Texas, a real small town in Texas, and I wasn't that south. I was like in the DFW area, where you were from, I believe, as well. But when I found Murrieta, I moved out here with no intention to stay in California. Came out for grad school. I couldn't believe that something like Murrieta existed in California, and I was like, this place is actually pretty cool, and you know, very conservative-minded. The values very family-friendly. The city was just amazing, even in 2003 when I came. The reason I wanted to run for city council, because I want to keep this city like I grew to appreciate it. And you know, add some things here and there, be part of what happens and how the city evolves and develops to whatever it's going to be better at. Like, there's going to be more for the city for sure. And I love it. I love sitting and watching, even as the planning commission. I love seeing it as a citizen, a business owner, where it's going. And I want to be as much a part of that as possible.
No, I love that, and you know, in working with you, and hopefully working with you on the political side in the future as well, I think it's important for us all to be active parts of our community and just take pride. What I've learned and love about this whole community is that there is so much pride in ownership. There's so much pride in community and also pride in family as well too. And as we were talking the other day, I was talking about the energy aspect of it. You can actually feel the energy in regards to how that connection just morphs into you just really loving this atmosphere, right?
Let me add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All 5 city council members currently own a business, or what I would consider a small business owner.
Right.
That is pretty special for a city, like you just mentioned. That's why you feel that, because it is very important, and it's a big part of why the city feels the way it does.
Right. No, I agree, and I support small businesses 100%. And moving forward, what are some of the aspirations you have on your health side of things? So you've been in the gym, there's a lot of pressure on you to be able to stand the test of time. So when you're teaching classes or people see you, your physical physique, I see you do a backflip, I see you out walking the dogs, I see them golfing, I see them doing everything. Is there extra applied pressure when it comes to you having to be just the guy also because you are the gym owner?
The only goal I have in that role, and I hear what you're saying, is to stay where I'm at, and that is healthy as I want to be or can be until the day I die.
Right.
I don't want there to be, and I do this type of thing. I involve myself in CrossFit because from what I see and what I've known, this is it. This is how I'm going to be able to do that. Something like this. Now, doing this as responsibly as long as possible is how I'm going to age gracefully, let's call it. And that's, again, that is evident when you see people in this class. You know, we have 4-year-olds doing this. I don't know if you've seen our scene. We have 90-year-olds doing this.
I've seen some of the photos and videos.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I want to be that 90-year-old doing this and actually caring about that type of contribution to my own health in later years of my life.
No, I agree. That's amazing. And I think, you know, some of the other places I want to kind of turn the corner on, knowing that we're both politically active or not, homelessness in California has continued to rise, has continued to grow, and I believe our government believes that the solution is to throw more money at it. I beg to differ. It has to be a combination of different balances. Mental health hospitals need to be reestablished as well. What is kind of like your take on that, and have you seen the evolution the way that many people have seen the evolution over the time, and what are some of the things that you think that we can do to kind of combat that, to decrease it, because there's no getting rid of homelessness with the magic wand.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to take some time.
Homelessness being an issue of you want to help the homeless, but you also want to enable them to ask for help or be part of that collaboration, right? The mental health hospital thing, that's a big one. Obviously, when they deinstitutionalize people who have serious needs, I think that contributed a lot to what we have with the homeless population now. And then you throw the California kind of mandate of nothing's really a crime anymore with drug use. So they're just going to get worse and worse and worse as they continue use and drugs just running rampant in the population of severely mentally disabled people. I mean, those two things do not go well together.
They don't.
So that's from my perspective, that's a huge problem. And to fix it, you have to have a really caring community, whether that be the state, county, or city level, and something that's going to implement themselves to try and come up with a multidisciplinary approach to getting those homeless people the services they need. A lot of the time, it's as we talked about, it's coupled with drug use, previous mental health issues, and just life scenarios that people just need something to give, something to pull them into an opportunity of getting help.
Right, and it does also start with leadership, having the right individuals in place that are making decisions and creating policies that's going to be beneficial, so we can see the path to decreasing our homeless population here in our state. One of the other things I want to talk to you about as far as balance, work, politics, family, how has that been for you, and you have any advice for other people who are on similar paths as yourself?
That is the hardest thing in my life right now, is maintaining balance with what I want to do with what I need to do, right? So I feel a little bit fortunate to where my position with the city, my position at the hospital I work at, and the gym ownership, they kind of overlap in some respect, where just being in the community as a business owner, as an employee of one of the largest employers of the city, and then city government. I feel that those all resonate, similar messages, right?
Right.
Just engagement and involvement and just being part of your city in whatever way. As the years go on and the responsibilities take on, it is harder to do that. And I every once in a while, I kind of step back and re-baseline myself to, hey, if I'm missing my daughter's volleyball practice
Right.
because I'm doing too much over here, I'm changing that. I
Right.
need to make sure I'm there.
Right.
And so you just have to keep your fingers on the pulse of what's important to you,
Right.
and wake up to changing that. Because it's simple. You can always just quit doing stuff that makes you busy, right? With some exceptions, like everyone's got to work, but
Right.
not everybody has to grind that hard all the time.
Sure. And you choose what's a priority too at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, so I agree with you, and I think a lot of other people will kind of share those sentiments and whatnot.
And one point of advice I have given people, if you can ever weave in your priorities to each other, that's a win for everybody.
For sure.
Weaving in your family to fitness
Yeah.
and a social aspect, right? So when I do get to come to the gym, it is my social hour.
Right.
If I can have my wife and my daughter here or my dogs,
Makes sense.
it's a win-win for everybody
Makes
because I can get
sense. Yeah.
family time, social time, exercise, all in one. There's so many boxes you can check right there in the 1 hour you come to, for instance, a CrossFit class.
That's true. I agree. You saw me. I came with my entire
Yeah,
family,
no, you
right?
guys rolled in deep.
So my excuses when I come to the gym, he was like, bring the whole family.
Yeah.
With you. I was like, my whole family?
If you don't, on that point,
Yeah.
if you don't involve the whole family on something that's as life-changing as this, it will not be a good thing. You're gonna be, if you really buy into the getting healthier, and you don't bring your family along
And
with
I
you,
can see that, and it makes so much sense.
you're not gonna want that.
So
And if you
much
do, reevaluate what your family is doing
And
for
I think
you.
a lot of people don't see that parallel and connect the dots, so I'm glad that you actually said that. I think that's really important. Knowing that this show also, there are a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners. So as we near the end of our interview, could you kind of share a message for entrepreneurs or small business owners, not only if they want to come, create a gym atmosphere or any type of business, just share a little insight on what it takes, because oftentimes people see the finished product, right? And they're like, I want to do this, and they want to be you right now. Could you kind of share a little bit of what it truly takes to start and sustain an actual business?
Well, in the preface, I feel fortunate to have, my wife and I both, to have inherited this success, right? We've certainly built upon it, but from what I can tell from my 7 years now owning this place,
Right.
it just takes, you have to want to do it. If you don't want to own a business or you don't want to be successful, it's going to be too burdensome to bear.
Right.
And the other thing is, I do this as a hobby that supports itself, right?
Right.
And so it's not a burden for me because it's so rejuvenating to see people change their lives. So if you're, in regards to another business, if you're selling shoes or cars, I don't know that you're gonna have the same resonating kind of feedback of this is what I want to do with my extra time. But even if you're a car salesman, that's awesome, or you're selling shoes, that's awesome.
Right.
I hope you want to do it. I hope it's something that you are purposely putting your intentions towards.
Right.
I think that gets a lot of people across the finish line.
No, I agree. And so lastly, at the end of all my shows, we were random, right? So I'm not gonna spare John either. So coffee or tea?
Oh, coffee.
Okay. Paper bags or plastic bags?
Probably no bags. When I go to Costco, I don't even get boxes.
Okay. All right. Car or truck?
Truck.
Okay.
Texas boy.
Okay. 5-hour distance to travel. Would you prefer a road trip there or a flight?
I hate flying.
Okay.
I
So you
hate
take
it.
the road trip.
Yeah.
Okay. So random questions with John. Okay, he's answered those. Good job.
Yeah,
Good
that's
job.
awesome.
Look, man, thank you so much for giving me your time.
Of course.
Joining us on the show, man. And congratulations to a successful business. I look forward to coming and pumping it up here a little bit more.
Tell your audience when the next class you're gonna do is.
The next class
It's
is
Monday.
going to be on Monday.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to it, and my shoulder is better now, too. So listen, thank you guys for joining the Majoration Show with me and John today. I greatly appreciate it. Just remember, this show is all about motivational, inspirational, and aspirational topics to inspire you and give you tools and tips and things that's going to help you in your day-to-day life, your business, or your entrepreneur aspirations. So continue to like and subscribe and leave your comments if you have questions for John. If you have questions for myself, feel free to reach out to us. And John, how can they follow you on social media? Where?
Instagram at Jon Levell, Twitter, Jon Levell1, Facebook, just my name, or our CrossFit by Overload website.
Thank you guys for watching. Peace.